is one of the most exciting days of my life. And today, I get to introduce to the world, the audience, the RMCOnAir.com family, our beautiful Priscilla VALLDEJULI and her new show, Mission Nutrition. She has a fabulous guest, and her story is so good that when she told me this story a few weeks ago, all I could do is get the emergency box of puffs and stop myself from the boohoo because it was completely compelling, convicting, and believable. We'll be right back here on Priscilla VALLDEJULI's Mission Nutrition. We'll be right back.
Until you kissed and had to pay the cost.
Priscilla, are you excited for your launch today?
I am beyond excited. I'm not sure that I can capture a word because it's about time. It's a mission of mine. It's a blessing. It's a prayer that I've been asking for because I know that 10 years ago my life was changed through nutrition. You know, the more information and the more education that we get out there about healing through nutrition, the world will become a lot more balanced, healing, and beautiful.
Well, I know that when I saw your face, I was sitting down, shoving my face full of probably things that are naughty, eating my dinner, and then our executive producer comes out and says, "You got to talk to this woman." And you said, "I don't know how I got here. I just had to stop to use the bathroom," and then came in and had this conversation. So it was very, very funny to me that, you know, you weren't even here like most people. How do we do this? How do we get this done? You were just here, just investigating and really following the breadcrumbs. Then we sat down together, eye to eye, and you began to tell me this amazing story. That immediately, when people point their little fingers at me, "You need to do this, you need to do that," I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because of what you said and what you transferred to me in that moment, I was like, I don't know what that is, but we need more of that. It really impacted me. And when you told me about nutrition, and you just got to tell your story. You got to tell your story because you told me, I know the audience is going to hear this statement and go, what? That you had been told that you had ovarian cancer.
That's right.
By your gynecologist/friend. And that's where your story began. So
I literally had to go use the restroom. Someone had told me about the station, and I turned around to come in to find out more about the restaurant and the station, and that's how you and I started conversation, and you sat me in the hot seat. And the story it's my story, and I want to share with the world how it happened and the impact that it made on me, so I know that it can make an impact on every other walking human being, whether you're a child, whether you're a mom, whether you're a female, whether you're a male. Everyone today, I feel, is not balanced. And so what happened 10 years ago, by the grace of God, I was squirting perfume at a local store at Saks Fifth Avenue. And this woman came across me. I was going to squirt her with perfume, and she said, "Please don't do that, I'm allergic." This woman walks out of the store, comes back, she finds me, she holds my hand, and she looks into my eyes and she said, "If you don't get your liver checked out, you're going to be checking into a hospital. You're a sick girl." Well, I thought she was crazy. And it'll bleep out what I said, but you can imagine what I said. I said, "Are you crazy?" And she said, "No." She said, I am intuitive, but I'm a naturopath, and I know that you're not well." So she gives me her card, and I put it, thank God that day I had on a dress. I put her card into my pocket, and about a week later, you know, when you just throw your things around your desk, around your computer, I said, let me get on this crazy woman's website. I said, oh my God, she's a walking encyclopedia on the body. And it resonated, you know, it kind of stayed with me. When someone tells you you're sick, you should be checking into a hospital, that kind of lingered in my subconscious. I said, let me give her a call. So I called her. She said, "Oh, you still alive?" And I said, "I don't think that's funny." She says, "Why don't you come over now?" Who invites a total stranger to their house? So I went to her house, and I walk in, and there's all this stuff in the kitchen. And I said, "What's all that crap?" And she said, "Please don't call it that. It's what changed my life about 30 years ago." So to make a long story short, okay, I meet her, she puts me on this nutrition. I'm on the nutrition for about a month, and this beautiful woman, who is actually my spiritual naturopath guru, she's also an author of an amazing book called The Pure Cure, A Complete Guide to Freeing Your Life from Toxins. Is that the actual name of it, Sharon? When
A Pure Cure, A Complete Guide to Freeing Your Life from Dangerous Toxins.
Dangerous toxins.
have a
And
question about the title.
besides all the accolades, which I'll get to in a moment, but to go back to the story of how this happened, because it's all in divine order.
Yeah.
So I'm on this nutrition, and a month later, I think it was about a month later, I'm at what we girls do. We get our normal checkups, my gynecologist. It was a Thursday before Mother's Day, and my gyno says, "What are you doing tomorrow at 12:30?" And I said, "Why? You want to go have Cuban?" Because Cuban Bordeaux's was down the street. And she said, "No, I've been testing you for cancer the past 3 months, and I think you have ovarian cancer." And I remember my panties weren't even up, and I said, and thank God that I had that composure. I don't believe in cancer, I don't have cancer, and I don't have cancer in my vocabulary. Because I believe whatever you say, whatever you think is your subconscious. You own that, and it goes into your body. So I left, and she told me, "Okay, I give you 4 days. If you don't come back to me in 4 days, I'm not responsible. I will not operate." So whatever I had was kind of crazy. Cancer level was up. The one cyst grew 19 times its size in 1 month, split, made 2 cysts, and I had 4 fibroids. And back then, I didn't even know what a fibroid was. So, and my son is going to his first year of college. I hadn't even taken him to Sonoma State University yet. And my mind is going, I don't understand this. Cancer, ovarian cancer, what did I do? How did I get this? Why did I get this? And I remember the crazy lady, the woman that put me on the nutrition. So I called Sharon and I said, "Sharon, this is what happened." She said, "I'm not a medical doctor, but you're taking this nutrition, bombard your body with," I remember, I think it was 2 components, "and then make your decision." I did what she told me to do, and within 8 days, first of all, I got my mommy. I flew her in from Puerto Rico. I flew to Florida, picked up my mommy, because if I was going to get operated, I was not going to get operated without my mom. Not without my spiritual rock in my life, no way. We came back, we went to the sonogrammist. Now, I had already seen 3 other doctors. They said, "P, if you have cancer, we don't know. We have to put you out, take the ovary, and if it's cancerous, everything comes out. But you've got something crazy growing inside of you." So I come back to
What's
California.
the period of time? So between you first met Sharon to when you went to the gynecologist, how long of a period of time was that? You've been on...
Well, I had been on the nutrition, I think maybe 4 weeks, maybe. So it was all brand new to me. And I remember the 3rd day after taking the nutrition, the word that I used was awake. And I say, why do I feel so awake? I felt like, I don't know why. I just felt awake. And then I find out, because I've been on the foods for 10 years, how this is recognized on the cellular level, and, it's brain food and blah, 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 blah. But we'll talk about that another time, because I don't want to get off track.
So it was 4 weeks between meeting, by the grace of God, right, in this moment of serendipity, meeting her and being on a nutrition, to when the doctor said, "What are you doing at 12:30? Because you need to have an operation."
Right.
That was 4 weeks.
I believe 4 weeks. It might have been less.
And so the doctor said for you to come in on a Friday or what
Right,
have you.
the next day. This was the Thursday afternoon before Mother's Day. She wanted to know what I was doing tomorrow because she wanted to operate.
And she was so candid about it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I had known my doctor for 18 years.
Okay. I mean, you just think about these conversations when you're sort of saying the cancer or the nutrition, and I know there's people watching us that are trying to decode some of this language and try to figure out where are we emotionally in talking about something that everyone calls the big C? And we're saying it very lightly. And that's what was fascinating by it. Because you didn't say, they diagnosed me with cancer, right? You
No.
said, I have to have surgery to get rid of this and take the nutrition. Boom. I'm like, wow. You know, even the energy behind the explanation of what she's saying is completely different. What would be considered mind-blowing was now no longer that big of a deal. It was a big deal, but not that big of a deal. That's what really impressed me. So now we're here at the 4-week mark, which is supposed to be that Friday, right? And then you make the phone call to Sharon, and you had a decision to make very quickly. She said,
Very quickly.
if you do not come in my office
Within 4 days.
within 4 days, I'm not responsible.
Mm-hmm.
What was going on in your mind then? Was there even a question in your mind on how you're going to handle it? Did you even feel like, if I don't go to the doctor, am I doing something wrong to myself? Or did you just say, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take this path, and I'll be fine? What was the process? What were you thinking?
That's, it's never been spoken about or brought up in that way. And I don't know, we're all such beautiful gifts from God, and we're all so different. And I don't believe in sickness. I believe if you have something, what caused it, let's fix it. So I think that was part of my subconscious character already, because for me, like you said, for me to say to her, and I don't even know why I said to her, I don't believe in cancer, because I don't, but that's a personal issue, and I don't want anyone to be upset at me, because I feel, and this is from teachings from Sharon also, that, we all have these seeds of diseases.
Exactly.
What are we doing to activate those diseases or those viruses or those cancer cells in our body? We all have them. But, how are we living that life? And what are we doing to be true to ourselves, to the life that we live? I know what mine was now in retrospect. So it's been a great, teaching. I was in not the most healthiest relationship. And
there are a lot of probably factors and conditions that puts us in that position of dis-ease. And what you're talking about is facilitating ease. Facilitating ease for health, wellness, spirit, soul, mind, body connection of ease, right? And I thought, I just had to stop you at that point, because when you said cancer, it wasn't the same energy that I've seen when other people say that word. They're usually, you feel it, they're bound up, their psychic walls are built up, their hearts are bound up, there's fear racked through them, and you just said, cancer. And that impressed me the most. I already knew that your psychology was dialed towards wellness, just because you didn't have all the fear and the energy around it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we're going to continue this wonderful, powerful story. This is what I need you to do, though. I don't want you to just watch this. I want you to be part of it. Figure out who you need to be to do it today. This content is for you. Whether you've been diagnosed, pre-diagnosed, you have an inclination that you don't feel well, pay attention. Paint yourself into the answer. Get a pen and a piece of paper and tell about 5 people you know right now, and get involved in the content. Put it into the context of your life. We'll be right back.
Do you know how a lost heart feels?
Okay, we're back, and we were in this incredible conversation. I'm telling you, you saw me crying, right? When I was at the bar, I was like, what? And not so much because I was sad or upset. You had an answer. So I was listening to your story, and I thought of the millions of people, the millions of people that need to know that there's an answer. Beyond the shock of, you have this and you're going to die. You're not going to make it. Millions of people need to hear that. That's what I felt. You got to take us from week number 5, the decision to make to not have the surgery, the nutrition, what was going on under the hood?
God, so many things. As a lot of the listening audience knows, when you're given that diagnosis, and now in retrospect, a doctor can give you a diagnosis, but your prognosis is only between you and God. So we need to, and this is where the mission nutrition is, we need to learn and find out that there's other measures, alternative measures, different ways of healing ourselves. So when I was told, first I meet Sharon, she places me on this amazing foods.
That was 4 weeks before.
Right, 4 weeks before. And then I get told that I have ovarian cancer. And she suggests that I, bombard my body with part of this nutrition. So it was 8 days. Within 8 days, I had my mom from Puerto Rico. I picked her up in Florida. We came back, and we're at the last appointment with the sonogrammist. I had already gone to 3 other major doctors in Beverly Hills, and now we're at the sonogrammist. And I'm holding my mom's hand. She was to my left, and Larry Platt takes the monitor, turns it towards Mommy and me, and he said, "I don't know what to tell you, Priscilla. It's as if you never had anything." Wow. Everything. I didn't know about the four fibroids because they didn't tell me because it was not a big deal. He said, not only did you have 2 cysts that are totally gone, you had 4 fibroids. The fibroids are gone. He said, what did you do? And I said something that the medical field doesn't understand. And then I immediately called Sharon and I let her know, and I was like ecstatic. And then I got concerned that not many people knew about this. Not only about, the nutrition, but how nutrition heals. And, and I said to Sharon, Sharon, I need to know more about how does this happen? How does this, why does this happen? And why is it that it's not public? It's not, to everybody's, on everyone's fingertips. We need to heal our children, our elderly, our sick people. We need to learn what we're putting in and on our body that is making us, feel sick and coming up with all these diseases. And that's Sharon's terminology, and I love it. I borrowed it from Sharon Winters. But, and so I never got operated. My doctor knew that I was on this. She goes like this, "Are you on the stuff?" And I said, "Yes." And, and I'll continue to take the stuff. And thank God that I did, because I don't know where I'd be today, What's
amazing is you keep saying this other word, nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. And it makes it seem so, what's the word? Because you kept saying it, I kept saying, what is that word you're using? Nutrition. Everything we have is nutrition. So you go through these emotions while you're listening as the person. Everything, what do you mean cancer's gone? What do you mean? You go through it. What do you mean nutrition? What do you mean food? We have nutrition. We have food. No, we don't. We don't have nutrition. We don't have food. No. Our soils are effete. They have no more nutrients. And our water is even bad for us, so we have to drink it from a bottle. So now you're going to make me deconstruct what I know to be true and actually tell me that there's an answer. See, what a lot of the little protesters do and everything else, they tell you it's bad, but they don't tell you the answer. Right?
My book.
Your book. Your book. So now this woman next to you, which has sat there so beautifully, quietly, gorgeous. She is the one that she said was un poco loco and told you to. You're sick. She looked at your face. She held your hand and said, if you don't do something soon.
And it's interesting because I was a perfume model, and when I went to squirt the perfume on her, I remember that she was really adamant about, please don't do that. And why was it? Because I didn't understand that those things are toxins. Mm-hmm. Maybe if we're using, organic oils and things like that, they're not. But the perfume that I was squirting was full of toxins. And so she knew it. She knew that. And that's how she related it. Mm-hmm. But this beautiful woman next to me is not only my friend, she's the accolades are so many, so I have a little cheat sheet, if you don't mind, Sharon. My dear friend Sharon Winters, she's a wellness and health guru to me and to many other people in this town. She is the author of The Pure Cure, a complete guide to freeing your life of dangerous toxins. And she goes through, you know, there's toxins of food, there's toxins of the way we think, there's toxins of the people that are in our lives. But anyway, she'll tell you about it. And it's an amazing book because it's a reference guide. I call it my Bible. And every time that I have a question on what's going inside of me or what's going in my life or about nutrition, even as something like water, I go to my reference guide.
And that's the book that you said. Say the name again.
It's called The Pure Cure, a complete guide to freeing your life of dangerous toxins.
Well, that's the phrase, dangerous toxins. We're going to take a quick break. I want to know if there's a difference between safe toxins and dangerous toxins.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Is there a difference before we take a break?
Toxins are toxins.
They're all toxins.
Yeah,
they're all nasty little
needed a good
buggers.
title. There it was.
That's right. Dangerous toxins.
Right,
Got
all
it.
toxins are dangerous.
That's like Beautiful Ugly or something, right? Right? The Beautiful Ugly. Right. We're going to be right back. We'll be right back here, and we're going to continue this conversation because we have another testimony to hear. That one was amazing. Changed my life. And you also have to talk about your mom and him.
Yes.
You have to talk about your mom and him. But your story, it goes way back, even before
You know my
our
story?
dad. She told me all about it. That's why you're here, my love. I was like, what? We'll be right back here.
You belong to someone else, and you're trying to be true. So all that we can do is fantasize. I know that I can never ever kiss your lips. I know that I can never feel your touch. So when you're walking by,
I don't know if you're on the edge of your seat yet, but you should be, because this is not the stuff that just Hollywood is made of. This is real life. Real life stuff, real life answers, real life solutions right now. And that is what's amazing about it. So, Priscilla, you took the nutrition, you got the diagnosis. Done.
I celebrated like crazy because, you know, my son was just going off to college, and I did do the last testament, the last will, whatever it's called. I got my x-rays. I had never been in a hospital except for to give birth. So you have all this process that you have to do, as you well know, you know, the listening audience that is going through these challenges, and then I get, you know, I meet this beautiful woman, and she turns me on to this amazing nutrition, and I have a bill. How do you say? A clean bill of health. I'm sorry, I'm from Puerto Rico, and I speak 3 languages. So I'm blessed to not have a radical hysterectomy, because that's what they wanted to do, and I can, you know, take my son to college and have a beautiful life. And so without this woman, I would have never known about it, been introduced about it. She held my hand, she guided me. She mentors me, and she's the reason why I have the mission and the passion about this nutrition. And
we left off before we took the break, was about the book, right? About dangerous toxins. Dangerous toxins. So did you read the book while you began the process?
She just came out with that book, but she was always with me, you know, even when she traveled. If I had a question, and it's something about Sharon and what she does, she could be on the other side of the globe. If you have a question, if she's not available, she'll email you back and let you know, I'm out of the country, give me a day, you know, what is it, and she'll get back to you. And by the way, when she put me on the nutrition and I had a beautiful, clean bill of health, I was so excited about this that this naturopath friend of mine, Sharon Winters, got on a plane with me, went to Puerto Rico because my folks, my people on the island were dying of high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity. She never charged me a red cent. and we both went
I
there.
haven't gotten my bill yet.
Oh, after 11 years. And we went, and she would give, the seminars at 14 different little towns in Puerto Rico, and she would give it in English. A lot of people did understand English, and then I would translate Spanish. What kind of person does that and doesn't charge you? You know? So she's a complete blessing in my life, and I have a cheat sheet because there's so many accolades, and I want to make sure that I introduce you to her in the way that she deserves, because it's 30 years of her life, of studies, of things that she's done that have brought her to where she's at, and she's got her amazing story challenge. But again, it's her reference guide, The Pure Cure, A Complete Guide to Freeing Your Life of Dangerous Toxins. She's author, naturopath. She has more than 30 years experience. I know she only looks like she's 37, but she's got over 30 years of experience in the health and wellness. She's internationally recognized for her regenerative program that she advocates. And she also, I was with her when she was had this beautiful gift of being the recipient of the 2011 Naturopath of the Year given to her by the Qigong Congress, World Qigong Congress. And as of late, probably only very recently, months ago, she was appointed the director of the clinical service called NORI, which stands for Nutritional Oncology Research Institute, which is amazing. It will be very, very healing. So Sharon, I want to thank you. I love you dearly.
I love you right back.
I love you for what you stand for, what you do, and would you share with the audience your life, your challenge,
my gift.
Your gift,
My
she
gift.
says.
Because I believe everything that happens in your life is a gift. I was in my early 20s. I was an actress, and I was diagnosed with cancer. And back in those days, I didn't know anybody that had cancer, and I decided I'd rather die than what they wanted to do to me. And it put me on this journey. And because there are no accidents, I ran into a woman who had terminal cancer, and they opened and closed her up, and she told me about a dentist in Grapevine, Texas, who was curing cancer through nutrition. His name was Dr. William Donald Kelly. And I remember my eyes rolled up. I went, right, the medical profession doesn't have an answer, but some dentist in Grapevine, Texas is curing cancer through nutrition. And she said to me, what do you have to lose? And I've always trusted my gut. I've always trusted my instinct. And I flew to Dallas, Texas on November 22nd and took a taxi cab to Grapevine. And I remember as I got out of the taxi cab, Dr. Kelly's office was right next door to a funeral parlor, and I remember thinking, well, door number 1 doesn't work. I always can go to door number 2. Got to have a sense of humor, right?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And I met Dr. Kelly. That was my life change. First thing he did was put me in his chair and said, well, the first thing we've got to do is take out your silver fillings. And he took some blood and came back a couple hours later and told me exactly where my cancer was, how long I had it, what I needed to do if I was going to live.
Okay, and let me just jump in for a second. 22 years old.
No, I was 25.
You were 25?
I was 25.
When you were diagnosed with cancer?
Uh-huh.
What type of cancer was it?
Well, I really don't want to talk about it because for me, and what I tell my clients is, whatever your thoughts are really powerful.
Yes.
And so as soon as you say, I have, your subconscious doesn't know a truth from a lie, so I like to switch it to a health opportunity.
Well, I know you were 25.
Well, I was 25, but, there are children that get it.
Yes.
So to me, it was a gift. It was, everything that happens in your life is a gift. And you need to start asking, okay, what's the gift here? What's the gift here? Because we don't see it at the time. And I'm so blessed that I got it, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing and helping people with their lives had I not gotten ill. And my whole life changed because after I was cured through Dr. Kelly's program, all I wanted to do was, I found my passion. And my passion was to learn as much as I can and study under Dr. Kelly. And that's what I did. And then through the years, I got all these different degrees, you know, and that in body, mind, and spirit, because we are a whole person that walks around, and your mind is probably the most powerful healing tool you can have. And that's why I have a chapter in my book on your toxic thoughts and emotions, because you can be doing everything right, but if you have what I call stinking thinking, you know, it's not going to work.
That's right.
So Dr. Kelly,
Because whether you think you can or you can't,
It's
you're
true.
right.
You're right.
right,
You're right.
right.
That's always been very fascinating to me in this journey in general. You know, I always try to help people to win the battle here. Right? My ministry platform is called To Change Now. So if you win it here, you win it everywhere. You lose it here, you lose it everywhere. And what I loved about listening to Priscilla talk about her journey and about you, you transferred those thoughts of life to her through.
I'm just paying it back, darling.
It's just beautiful, though. It's just eclectic.
This is what's called paying it forward.
That's right.
Some woman helped me when I was 25 years old, who came up to me the same way
And
that I
the
came
same
up
way
to
you-
Priscilla.
that's right.
I'm just returning the
It's
favor.
just a beautiful
Circle.
just a beautiful circle of life and love and hope, that when you have the mindset of what most people have today, which is a consumptive mindset, there's a beginning and end. It's very linear. That's it. But when you have this mindset of love, life, and wanting to spread hope, it continues and continues and continues, and
Well,
it's so
why are we here?
beautiful.
So one of the reasons why we're here is to be of service.
That's right. It's so beautiful,
So-
and I love it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Mission Nutrition with Priscilla VALLDEJULI.
VALLDEJULI.
Do you remember the night you tried to hold me so tight? And I told you I just wanted to be friends. You didn't seem like my type. Somehow it didn't feel right. I turned you down over and over again. But something's come over me, and I can't sleep. I've got visions of you when I lay in bed. I didn't think I let you in, but now you're under my skin, and I can't get you out of my head. Little did I know, little did I know I was falling so in love with you. Little did I know, little did I know, little did I know that I wanted you to love me too. I guess I just didn't see how perfect you were for me. I finally realized that it's true. I wanna hold you so tight, just like you tried to that night. This time I give my love back to you. I gave you up like a fool, playing it cool when you tried to love me so tenderly. Now when I'm running to you, you're with somebody new, and it tears me apart, 'cause it couldn't bear me. Little did I know I was falling so in love with you. Little did I know, little did I know that I wanted you to love me too. Little did I know, little did I know I was falling so in love with you. Why did I hesitate? I want you now, but it's too late. Your afterglow still lingers. How did I let you slip through my fingers? 'Cause this time I wanna give all my love back to you. Little did I know, I
Okay, we're back, we're back, we're back. And, you know, my mind is just feeling and sensing so many different things. Because, again, I tell you, I felt what people needed to hear. We have a responsibility, I believe, in broadcasting to be able to tell the truth. And
Absolutely.
you don't see that all the time. The truth in broadcasting initiatives and laws that of days of old are completely ignored. And so we try to keep to that here. So when I heard that, I thought about how many people wished that they could hear something in those moments that were completely different than what they just heard. How many people need a community of people that have had testimony after testimony after testimony, just so they can have the proper support so their mindsets can stay positive and forward-thinking. Or just someone to call when you're tapped out yourself.
Absolutely.
You just need someone to call.
Yeah.
So one thing I was thinking about was, after hearing your story, I would love to hear the same story from your perspective. Because you saw her, and then you pick up the phone and you call her again, are you dead yet, right? Then she gets the diagnosis. I want to hear the reverse story. I'm going to be the audience and hear that. What your perspective when you first saw her?
Oh, I just, you know, I just tune into people's energies, and I just picked something up in her energy, and I walked out. I had parked my car at Saks, and I was walking out of Saks,
Getting her hair done.
I was getting my hair done, and I just said, I felt that from her, and I went, you know, I just need to tell her. It's my responsibility to get the information out. It's not my responsibility. What she does with it is her business. But I felt obligated to share that.
And I remember
at that point in time. So, you know, I just shared with her what I felt, and then I went on to my life.
Because I remember that you distinctly said, first of all, you said, what's going on in your life? I remember that. And then you took my hand, and you said that you were getting your hair done, but you said that you couldn't get your hair done in good conscience, knowing that you knew that I was sick. And I'm saying, what, is this woman crazy? Because, you know, it is Hollywood. There's a lot of crazy people. And, you know, I didn't take the time to go into your website. Thank God that I didn't throw your card away, because where would I be today? You know, would I've had a radical hysterectomy? Would I've had chemo? Would I've lost my hair? Would I have, you know, what would have happened to my...
We don't know those answers.
Right, you know, but it makes me think. So what happened, you know, I was already 50. In fact, I was 50 years old when I'm given this diagnosis. You're 25, and you go see a dentist. And then
it was an interesting time of my life. You know, I was an actress, and so I was really exploring the inner self. And one of my dear friends was Susan Strasberg, and she was into. I remember her reading a book called The Seth Material. And so that kind of got me started. And she was friendly with a man by the name of Jess Stern, and Jess Stern wrote several of the books on Edgar Cayce. So it was a time that it just all the pieces fit, and so I started exploring the spiritual end of it and the disease and all of that. And I feel blessed that as I said before, that I got the disease, because it opened my eyes. It made me conscious of what I was putting in, on, and around my body. I wasn't conscious before. I didn't take care of my temple, as I call it, our bodies that we've been given.
It's a gift.
And my book is all those years of research and solutions of what you can do. And now I'm real concerned with what's going on our Earth, because of GMO, because of what we're putting in our bodies, on our bodies, around our bodies, what's in our water, what's in our food, what's in our homes. They just having problems with the Malibu High School. People are getting cancers. What's going on? I just was at a charity event Saturday night for autism. 1 in 53 children are getting autism. Is anybody asking why that's happening now, today, when years ago it was 1 in hundreds? It's stuff going on, folks. We got to wake up. We got to be responsible. We've got to take responsibility for what we're doing to this planet, or we're not going to have one.
But Sharon,
and the reason why I wrote the book is because of that. If we could get my book into everybody's hands, we could save our planet.
But going back 10 years when I faced my challenge, it's hard. It's hard to wrap your hands around. If I put the proper nutrition in my body, it can heal.
The father of medicine was Hippocrates. He said, "Food shall be your medicine, and medicine shall be your food." But
we're walking in everyday life. Everyday life is a single mom or a parent. They're in a hurry. They take their kids to McDonald's or Burger King, or they have, fried chicken, or they have a pork chop.
Maybe some people but I see people and they don't do that. People are conscious of what we're putting in our bodies. We don't put in McDonald's and pork chops.
But how do I learn about that? How do I stop? I learned through you.
That's why you're doing this. You've got a Mission Nutrition.
Right.
Now you're on the journey, and that's how it starts. It only takes one person to make a difference, to make a step.
So Dr. Kelly puts you on.
He put me on a program that regenerated my body, and about 28 years ago, I found some nutrition that I put you on, that I've been working with now for 28 years. It's live food, concentrated, nutrient-dense, that feeds the body at a cellular level, that has all your vitamins and minerals and enzymes in a whole food form that gets right into the bodies in the cell. And that's why it works. Because when a client comes to me and they say to me, "I eat healthy," I'd like to know what that is, because I think it's pretty impossible to eat healthy today, not with what's going on in our food, not with what's going on with GMO and radiating food, and
Talk to me about
all the tuna that they're coming into California now. It's got radiation in it. We've got a serious problem. So the food that we're putting in that used to be maybe good for us is no longer good for us. So what are you going to eat? So the nutrition that I put you on, Priscilla, is the best nutrition that I've found. And it's nutrient-dense foods. It's very easy to take. You make smoothies, you drink it as a tea, and you get it into your body, and that's my nutrition. And anything else I eat is for fun. Yes, I'm conscious of everything I put into my body.
And also,
yes, I eat as much raw, live as I possibly can.
And then for the listening audience that doesn't understand GMO, what exactly is GMO, and how is this?
It's frankenfoods. It's genetically modified food, gene splicing. Just Google GMO and find out what it's about. They can go onto my website, which is www.wintersway.com, WYNTERSWAY.com, and I've written several articles for the Beverly Hills Times magazine on genetically modifying food. We've got a serious problem here with what's going on, and unfortunately, there are countries that have banned GMO in their country, and we can't even get labeling. We're just asked for labeling, and it didn't get passed. But more and more people are becoming conscious of it, and as more and more people are becoming conscious of, I don't want to eat GMO food, and they don't want to put it into their bodies. I mean, it's incredible what we're doing to our food chain.
And not only the food, what we're putting in, and all this I've learned through Sharon, it's what we're putting on. Everything is it's getting information and the knowledge of what we're putting in and on our skin. I didn't know that things that you put on your skin go directly into the first your bloodstream.
Well, the skin's the largest organ in the body. It's the third kidney. So, you're putting all, sodium lauryl sulfate in your shampoo. Our lipsticks have lead in it. It's made from dead animals. And it goes on and on. In the course of a day, you're using 20 to 30 different pesticides and chemicals and toxins in your body. And it's so easy. In my book, I go, okay, this is what's going on, this is what's bad, and this is what you can do about it. So I give you solutions, not just here's the problem, but I give you solutions. And that's why I wrote the book. It's about 37 to 40 years of research, and it took me 3 years to write the book. And the toxins we can't see, like electromagnetic toxicity, that's a real problem. Cell phones, Wi-Fi. In some schools in Europe, they're taking Wi-Fi out of the schooling system because they see what it does.
And that's an important issue, because a lot of people know that these things are causing diseases and cancers, but it's such a money-making machine that, what happens?
Well, there's things that you can do. That's the whole point of why I wrote my book.
And so
there's things that you can do for your. No, we're not going to stop using our cell phones.
Right.
But when you're home, you can get yourself a landline. You don't walk
speaking
around
of cell phone,
a portable phone.
Right.
You can get yourself an air tube. You can go to my website and order an air tube. There's different things that you can do. Don't ever put a cell phone to your ear.
Don't ever put, ladies, a cell phone upon your breast. There's a friend of ours. She had her cell phone, always on her left breast, and she's just getting, I think, her third chemo. She has breast cancer on her left breast. And Sharon, you have an amazing story, because it's the love of your life, Wilk.
Well, that's why I wrote the book, because I had my life partner. We were together for 12 years. He was probably the healthiest human being I'd ever met. He was a vegetarian. He was a World Cup skier at one time. He grew his vegetables. He was on the cell phone for 8 hours a day and got brain cancer, glioblastoma. And they gave him 4 months to live, and I kept him going for about 2 years. But and after he died, I knew the reason why he died was because of cell phones. And so that's why I wrote the book. And I dedicated the book to him for him to be of service. And you sat there with me.
Yes, ma'am.
While he was getting his brain surgery.
Mm-hmm. And I was there when he said goodbye to us. And Wilkie, we're talking about you and we love you. Sharon, nutrition. So I understand the nutrition that you placed me on. So a person that's listening to us and they want to get on this nutrition, a lot of people ask me, well, do I stop eating?
No, not at all.
So explain how this nutrition actually works and what a person...
They're just different things that you make into a smoothie. It's live food. It comes in packages. It's very easy to do. You know what? If you go to my website, www.wintersway.com, WYNTERS, and write me an email and mention Priscilla and Mission Nutrition, I will give the first 5 people a free consultation, and after that, anybody will be half price.
Wow, that's an amazing gift, and thank you. And she's local.
It doesn't matter. I can do it all over the phone.
You can do it over the phone.
I talk to people all over the phone, all over the world on a phone, a landline.
not through a cell phone that we have on our breast. Nutrition. A lot of women, we understand nutrition. We're mothers. We're nurturers. We're givers. We want to take care of everybody. Men, I remember Sharon gives seminars every once in a while at her home. Sometimes there's 50 to 70 people at her home, and she does this for free. And she talks about the importance of changing and shifting. And I remember there was a gentleman, I believe he had diabetes. He had a cane, and his legs were so swollen. And you were asking the people what we had eaten that morning. And I think he had pancakes, biscuit gravy, and you said, you have to, because already he had diabetes. and he was very, very, he was obese, I'm sorry. He wasn't overweight, he was obese. And you said to him...
65% of the population is obese.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that about? We are a nation of starvation because, there's only two reasons why someone's overweight. The metabolism isn't functioning correctly, and all overweight people are malnourished. We're malnourished anyway because we no longer get the nutrition from our food. And the overweight person is even more malnourished, and when you go on a diet, you starve your body even more. You lose water, lean tissue, and you start storing fat cells. And when you go off that diet, those fat cells that you store multiply. So if you lost 10 to 15 pounds on a diet, you're going to gain back 15 to 20 pounds, and that 15 to 20 pounds that you gain back is all fat, and it becomes progressively harder to lose weight. So you're doing the very thing you don't want to do. So you need to get to the source of why you're overweight, and that's feeding the metabolism and getting nourishment to your body. And when you do that, you will start to lose weight. And when you lose weight on my program, it's fat rid, not weight loss, so that it all comes off.
I lost 43 pounds. I didn't even know that I had 43 pounds to lose. And then my body...
Your mom.
Yeah, that's another story. But, I lost 43 pounds, and then I gained because my body then came back into balance because the foods that you place people on, that I'm on, they nourish, balance, and cleanse you. And it's a process that, that the whole body has to go through. But
and there's all different types of nutrition out there. There's so much. I don't know how the average person discerns, I take vitamins. Well, your body's meant to eat food, and a food consists of 5 components. If any one of those components is missing, the body doesn't not know what to do with it. God made orange trees. He didn't make vitamin C trees. And when you isolate a vitamin from its whole food form, it becomes nothing more than an isolated chemical, and your body actually has to work harder to break it down to its molecular structure. So I like to get my nutrition from concentrated food, and it's herbs. It's food-grade herbs.
So is there a difference between the food-grade herbs and medicinal herbs?
Yes. There's 3 categories of herbs: poisonous, medicinal, and food.
Thank you, Sharon, and we'll be back and learn more about this amazing nutrition. Mission Nutrition with Priscilla VALLDEJULI.
And I told you I just wanted to be friends. You didn't seem like that type. Somehow it didn't feel right. I turned you down over and over again. But something's come.
This is something that we all need to learn. A lot of people ask me when I place them on the foods, oh, but I'm on this medication. Oh, but my doctor told me. Our foods are foods. It's a way of life. It's not a diet. Anything with the word die in it, run away from it.
You learn well.
So, yeah, you taught me well. Hello. Tell us about the different herbs.
Okay, so there's 3 categories of herbs. There's poisonous, there's medicinal, and there's food-grade herbs. The medicinal, poisonous, you never want to take. The medicinal herbs are, I could put it in the category of substitution, meaning that there's a time for those. For instance, let's say you haven't gone to the bathroom. A good herb to take is Cacara serrata. I guarantee you, if you take that tonight, you'll go to the bathroom tomorrow. It forces your body to do something. It imposes something on your body, but it doesn't get to the reason of why you haven't gone to the bathroom. The food-grade herbs that I work with regenerates the body.
Very important.
It feeds the body until your body's able to go to the bathroom from a natural point of view. And I call my program the Basic 5. So if anybody wants to call in and say, I want to know about the Basic 5, I call it my Nourish, Balance, and Cleanse. The nourishing part is just a package of nutrients. It's all live, concentrated, nutrient-dense foods. The large packet feeds the body to the cellular level. It has all your vitamins, minerals, and enzymes in a whole food form that the body can assimilate. It goes right to the cells. It's the best form. It's the best form of nutrition that I have found. Okay, the balancing part is what I call it's system-specific food that feed 5 systems of the body, which are the immune system, the circulatory system, the endocrine system, the digestive system, and the respiratory system. The 5 systems of the body are like 5 horses pulling a cart. So if 1 or 2 of your horses are weak, the other 3 have to work harder. So what these foods do is they feed your systems. They feed your horses. And in Chinese medicine, it's the earth, the water, the fire, the metal, the wood. And they all have to work together for harmony. So you're feeding your body at a cellular level, a big package. You take a small package and you throw that in with the big package and you make a smoothie, put it in coconut milk, hemp milk, almond milk, throw in some blueberries for antioxidants, and you're on your way. And then there's a couple of different herbal beverages that are T-catechins, antioxidants, polyphenols. One focuses on the liver and the kidneys, and the other one focuses on the colon and the kidneys for yeast, candida. And they're so easy to do.
So easy.
It's such a great program.
Yeah.
I call it my NBC program: Nourish, Balance, and Cleanse the Body.
And everything is liquid form. You just drink it.
You just drink it.
Don't have to go home. You don't have to put it on. No, but a lot of people say, well, how do I cook it?
I have a lot of celebrities on it and who are actors, and they take it all over. It's just easy to do, and it's good nutrition, and that's what our bodies need, is good nutrition, especially with what's going on in today. Hey, Priscilla, why don't you show them how to make it and show them how easy it is?
I would love to. It's 1, 2, 3, and something that you do. NBC 1, 2, 3, cha cha cha. But also, I will show you how you do it and show you how Sharon does it. She mixes everything together and drinks the
Here
whole.
It is, right here.
She puts the shake. So there are no excuses. If you're in a hurry, if you're an actress, if you can't, there is no excuse for not being able to put this nutrition in your body, because if you can just put the nutrition into the liquids and drink it all, how easy is that?
One thing that I just thought about is, in this country, we're in disease care. We're not into health care, and we need to switch that. You have we take so many drugs and so many medications for everything. We need to stop treating the symptom and get to the source, and that's what this does. And that's what I like to see, is putting this nutrition into your body so you don't get the diseases.
Yes,
preventative.
Prevent, and if you're in a flux where you're being challenged, put it in your body, regenerate your body, maintain it. So my mission is to teach children. There's no reason why in today's day and age we should have obese children.
It's easier to maintain than regain. So
it's preventative, regain, and maintain.
Yeah.
And it's very easy. And I thank you from the bottom of this Puerto Rican heart. I am thrilled. I'm thrilled that I met you almost 11 years ago.
Oh my God.
And thank you for continuing to be my mentor, my guide, and my
and thank you for being such a great student.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to me and believing in me. I appreciate that.
Gracias.
Namaste.
Namaste. And so thank you for being on the show Mission Nutrition with Priscilla. And if you have any questions, you can call me at 818-943-9440, or you can also email me at missionnutritiontv@gmail.com, and I'd be more than happy. I'm of service, because if it happened to me, it can happen to you. You can regain your life.